I want it to go like to one side.
You want to side to side?
Yeah, Shawn Mendes' favorite dick down anthem.
Oh my god. Chanel started it in season 1. Milan killed it in season 4. Roxy revived it in season 5. And Sasha Velour revolutionized it in season 9.
The wig reveal is a cornerstone of lip syncing for your life on RuPaul's Drag Race.
What started as a simple pull of your hair has morphed into a multi-layered phenomenon.
And trying to take the reveal back to its roots is a recipe for sashaying away. In this episode of the Kiki, hosts Kevin O'Keefe and Mathew Rodrigues
share the history of the wig reveal on RuPaul's Drag Race and how it represents the way drag must progress to survive and thrive. Hi, I'm Kevin O'Keefe.
And I'm Mathew Rodrigues, and welcome to the Kiki, where the only thing we're death dropping is knowledge. And today we're here to talk about what?
Wig reveals! Ah! I feel like this is Renna.
I feel like one wig reveal just isn't enough. Like, I just feel like I have to.
I get so emotional about sexual health. So Mathew, when we talk about wig, I still have wig on. When we talk about wig reveals, we gotta start season 1, episode 3. Chanel is up against Akasha. It was funny because it's not actually a wig. It was this, like, if you remember, it was like a giant headpiece.
It's like a tangela.
Exactly. That made the judges go, oh yeah, you're vulnerable. And she got all the way to top 4. And BB did it during Stronger against Angina. Like, back then it was like this sign of breaking the female illusion.
Like, they were saying, like, I'm not afraid to show you who I am on camera.
Season 2 and 3, it became sort of like a gag that you could use if you wanted to sort of like up the ante.
And season 4 was really like, there were too many wigs coming off.
They had Willem's talking head cut in say, I don't know why girls take off their wigs during a lip sync.
This isn't wig wars.
This isn't wig wars was the exact phrase.
It no longer read as authentic, it read as desperate.
Yes.
So I think that's the thing is like the early seasons you got away with it because the judges want to see who you are authentically, but I don't think Milan's wig reveals were ever authentic. They were desperate.
Until season 5. Alyssa Edwards versus Roxy Andrews. Ru has called this her favorite lip sync of all time.
I think it's only one she remembers.
Truly, yes. Yeah. In the song With My Hair, perfect time for it. Roxy took off one wig to reveal another wig.
It's interesting when you go back and like watch that moment because they slow down Roxy doing it. They edit the fuck out of that moment to be like, oh, Roxy has now changed the game.
Yes. And I mean, you get like the iconic gif of RuPaul's jaw dropping and Michelle.
I love you. I love you.
It became basically unacceptable to take off your wig in any other format.
People didn't attempt it for a long time because there's not many wig reveals in 6 and 7 or 8.
Yeah, in fact, one of the only ones in 6 is Laganja's when she had the giant pink wig and she took it off. Season 7 and 8, you get a couple. You get like Naysha Lopez. Robbie Turner infamously like revealed her own wig and her own ass later on. In season 9, you got a lot more of the wig under the wig reveals, largely just because of Peppermint. She did it during Macho Man, and she did it again in her Stronger lip sync at the finale.
Correct.
Right afterward, the game got upped again because Sasha Velour came out against Shea Coulee. This should have been an easy win for Shea. She had been so dominant. The song is Whitney Houston, So Emotional. Sasha comes out there in like a pretty modest dress and in this long red wig.
And it was actually really brilliant because Sasha Velour's brand was I am a bald queen.
Yeah.
So when you come out as I am the bald queen and you're in
a giant wig.
A wig that's twice as long as most drag queens would wear
to
lip sync in, you're kind of like, what is happening?
So then she reveals the rose petals underneath, cascading out. You get the infamous shot of Aja in the crowd like freaking out about it because that was what we were all doing. Like, because nobody had done anything like it.
I've just realized that I'm wearing a Whitney t-shirt.
You are? Oh my God!
I was listening to what you were saying, but I was mostly thinking about what I'm wearing. Well, it's interesting because lip syncing is the cornerstone of like being a drag queen. In the context of Drag Race, the lip sync is the only time where queens actually compete head to head. Like the Maxi Challenge, it's everyone, but the only time it's like 1 and 2 is on a lip sync.
Right.
It turns the lip sync itself from something that you do to like entertain people who are out on Thursday night to like, oh, this is make it or break, your back is against the wall.
Right, it's a Thunderdome of drag.
I think the average person going out to a bar to watch their queens perform don't care if they take their wig off. Like, I mean, they want their wig to stay on.
Because a lot of lip syncing in real life is like walking around and collecting tips. It's not this like insane performance that you see on Drag Race. Okay, what comes next is my question. Because we've had wig to bare head. We've had wig to another wig. We've had wig to rose petals.
It's clearly like people taking their skin off, like Robbie Williams. There's not as many things that you can fit under your hair. I want someone to reveal like
the universe.
No, like a quarter pounder with cheese, like some kind of food, and then start eating it.
You know, with any progressive art, because this is a progressive art, like it's evolving over time. You can't just keep upping the stakes in the same way. And like, I understand that rose petals are very different than a wig under a wig, but like, it's still like about what you can fit underneath one wig.
Right.
So we just found out you can only fit a certain amount of condoms under one wig.
I think I would love to see maybe someone take out like a flag, almost like how Alaska had that flag for AS2. Definitely not a live animal.
That wasn't from her wig.
I'm just saying I don't think live animals are a reveal.
Nor are dead ones.
Oh!
I think that somebody's gonna come up with something. Arguably, like, wig reveals are gonna become less the thing, and it's gonna become more like costume reveals. Like, this is not new frontier anymore. Let's talk about BB on All Stars 3.
One of the things that people don't remember about this lip sync is that BB's lip sync was amazing.
Incredible.
Like,
one of the all-time great lip syncs.
Truly. She had like that thing where she like put her finger by her mouth, and she nailed every single word of that.
Unfortunately, with maybe about 20 seconds left in the lip sync, BB removed her own wig, and there was nothing underneath. Here's the thing, if I saw that happen at a bar, I would live.
Scream.
Oh my God.
Scream.
I mean, she was shaking as she took it off. It was incredible.
And like her lip was quivering, and it was like super powerful.
It was so emotional.
But I think the show was like, oh no, we cannot let this be popular.
Right, so they had Aja comment on it.
They had Aja comment on it, and then they pointed to Ru just like having a stank face. It was all over. And that's why we talk about the difference between drag and Drag Race, right? Is that like, you can't play Drag Race AS3 by Drag Race Season 1 rules.
It would have been rewarding regression as opposed to progression.
So I really want to talk about Trixie's wig during the final battle during Wrecking Ball, which is a terrible finale song. I actually think that in some ways Trixie got What Is Next right, but the execution was wrong. She was ripping the wig apart, but she started it way late in the song. I actually liked that it went with the song because the song is such a like, I'm so in love with you, but like shit just fell apart. I feel like the ripping of the hair out is such a good artistic choice. It is kind of this weird full circle thing where like the new thing is to treat your wig like it's your hair.
Final thoughts, we are right to be worried about like how far this can go.
The show forces innovation in a way that seems like it leaves its core audience behind.
And a lot of that core audience happens to be
people of color,
people of
color, a lot. It keeps going back to, it's like, we're not talking about drag when we talk about Drag Race. Like, we are talking about a television show that is like forcing queens to compete, and like drag, like it's not at its heart like a competitive art. Like you can be in your lane doing your thing. No one does Alexis Michelle like Alexis Michelle.
All right, well, we have literally lost our wigs, so I guess it's time. Thank you, Mathew, for another great conversation.
And thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more lovely installments of the Kiki or any of other content that we have. Are you done? Are you done?
Are you done?
Are you done?
Are you done?
Are you done?
Are you done?
Are you done?
Are you done?
Are you done?
You're done.
You're done.
All right.